For the longest time after my mom died, I just felt so angry. If you have ever lost anybody that you love, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. Because when somebody leaves this planet, we are left with a helplessness that I have never experienced like that before in my life. And a complete devastation about the fact that this person is no longer with us. A little while ago, I started to work with a coach. And when I told her about all this anger that I had towards the fact that my mom had passed, there's something that she said that just changed my perspective completely. She went, "Clara, think about it. The main emotion that you feel towards your mom, even though she's not here anymore, but towards the fact that your mom isn't there, is anger. So most of the time when you think about your mom or something in relation to her, you are going to feel angry. So that basically means that every time now you connect something with your mom, you have this terrible negative emotion inside you, when really all I should be feeling was love for the fact that she was there. Because yes, she may not be longer here with me, and that person is no longer with you now, but they were there once, and how lucky that we had them once upon a time. I mean, that is just the greatest privilege. And it just clicked that all this time that I had spent with this anger inside me was really in relation to her. And that is something that I just don't want to feel. And yes, this sounds so incredibly simple, but since that day, I have let go of so much of the anger that I had stored inside my body. And I really hope that this is a moment where you also realize, like, oh my goodness, what am I actually doing? Because clearly the anger does not help anybody. It doesn't help you. It doesn't help the person who passed. They're probably looking down thinking, come on, man, why can't you just be happy? Because that's what I want you to be. And it certainly does not help the people that are still in your life around you. Because I can tell you that I have reacted in ways that I should have not been reacting to many different kinds of people and to many different kinds of situations. And obviously at the time, maybe that's what had to happen and that's what we have to go through, especially in the beginning stage. But I also think that it is so crucial that at some point we let go of this anger, because we cannot carry this around forever. So what happened since my coach has said these words to me is that my anger kind of evaporated. And yes, that does not change the fact that I do not like it that she's not here anymore and that I would give the absolute world to bring her back. But as a matter of fact, that is not going to happen. So we have the choice. What are we going to do with our emotions here on the planet? Because we are still here. And feeling angry all the time is not very nice, as you probably know if you feel the same emotion. Even small situations that I didn't even realize were so much connected to that. Like I would so easily get frustrated at little things and they would just make me mad. But bottom line, it was never the situation that was the problem. It was always the fact that she's no longer with us or that your person is no longer with you. At the end of the day, that is really the only problem that we have, because everything else, as you know, it becomes so meaningless. So for today, maybe sit down and actually have a think about all the beautiful things about that person. Think about all the great things that happened while they were there. Think about how lucky you are that you can even feel an emotion like that, because if we would have never known that person in the first place, then we wouldn't feel the need to be sad, right? So that is actually already a privilege. And I think to shift this emotion from anger and sadness and grief towards appreciation and gratitude and happiness about the fact that once we knew them and once it was so beautiful, and yes, now we no longer have it, but I guess that's really the cycle of life. Oh my gosh, I'm emotional today, guys. It's interesting in a way, because I almost feel like this is such a big step in the grieving process that it's almost like a little breakup. I think often that we want to hold on to specific emotions. Like in one video, I was talking about the guilt, this terrible guilt that you feel when you start to feel happy again after somebody died, or you start to laugh again. And it's hard to let go of those things, like feeling sad all the time or feeling angry all the time, because you realize that means that more and more time has passed and you are really starting to move forward, which also means that what happened is longer and longer and longer ago. And that's really scary. I'm not gonna lie. But I also know that this anger, it does not help you. It doesn't help me. It doesn't help anybody. It is just a nasty emotion to have, and it's an emotion that you have to let go of. I have to let go of. I think that we deserve to live our life with only the good emotions. And life is much more beautiful with all the good emotions. But then sometimes we just get stuck. And now it's time to get unstuck. There's no questions asked that it's still going to hurt, but it is definitely going to be a lot more bearable.